Today I'd like to take you through some of the modifications that I made on my Sabercat. If you look back at a video I had in 2009, I had a single strap that ran across the sternum on a diagonal that was connected to part of the pack that had the D-ring. The other end of it was connected to the hip belt where I had a web dominator on it. And really on long hikes, extended hikes, it was just too much load on that one strap. So what I did was I took some Y suspenders that was a military issue that I'd found for a reasonable price, made some changes, and it really worked out well. I'm going to show you a 360 view, and then we're going to cover this in some more details. Hopefully this is something that the Maxpedition people will see and maybe adopt some of these changes. But I'll give you a 360 view. And so this is a really comfortable setup. I mean, you can go out for hours on end and the load is not an issue with you. So let's take a closer look at some of these modifications that I made. Okay, taking a closer look at the modifications that I had made to the Sabercat. At the start of the video, you've seen the Y suspenders that I mentioned. This is a military issue. The color is similar. You know, one here you have a tan, here you have a khaki, but it's as close as I could get, and I really don't mind. What I did was on the belt where you have the MOLLE attachment points, I weaved a 3-inch tack tie in and out of that. I had another piece of equipment that had some D-rings on it. They're black. It'd been better if it was khaki, but I mean, it worked out just fine. These connect up and disconnect really easy. The other side, same way, it's got the tack tie, so you can see it's not really too bad of a retrofit. Originally, someone at work had purchased one of these Sabercats after he saw my video. He connected up with a single strap. Didn't like that. He had found this on eBay, I believe. He had brought it into work to show me. He had the carabiners run through here, which I didn't care for that much. But this is what I came up with, and I'm pretty happy with it. I didn't have to do any sewing or anything like that. So thanks a lot, Aaron. It worked out great. One of the other modifications I'd like to take you through on the pack. Originally it had one long strap that was weaved up through the MOLLE attachments to the side release buckles here. So whenever you needed to get into the main part of your pack, you took it loose. Anything on the bottom became loose, and there's a possibility it could have, fall out. So what I did was the MOLLE attachment points, I took a 5-inch tack tie, took the side release buckles that was originally up here, tied those in together, put it through the MOLLE attachments, and now I can gain access to the main compartment without fear of anything becoming loose down here. Let me connect that back up, and I'm going to show you what I did on the bottom. And I think the tack ties look fine, match really well. On the bottom, I took some more 5-inch tack ties, weaved them in the MOLLE attachments, went to a fabric place and found these side release buckles here. They're black, but I really don't mind. And these are connected up to the tack ties on one end, which is weaved through here like I'd mentioned. On the other end is the long, I'm going to turn this around for you, is the original long straps that were on the pack. And actually I have cut these down a little bit and fed them up through the MOLLE attachment points here just to keep out of the way, but there's plenty of adjustments. So if you wanted to put a tent, sleeping bag, a hammock on the bottom, you certainly could. You got plenty of adjustment there, and it keeps everything out of the way if you want to feed it back up through here. And so that's some of the modifications that I made that made the pack a lot more usable. So I hope you find this useful.